In the sweltering heat of August 1955, in the small town of Money, Mississippi, a tragedy unfolded that would echo through the halls of history. 14-year-old Emmett Till, a young boy from Chicago, arrived in the Mississippi Delta to visit relatives, unaware that his life was about to be cut horrifically short. Emmett was a playful kid, full of life and youthful innocence. On August 24th, he walked into Bryant's Grocery and Meat Market, a small country store where locals gathered. What happened inside those walls remains debated to this day. Some say he whistled. Others say he made a harmless comment to Carolyn Bryant, the white woman behind the counter. Whatever occurred, it was the act of a naive teenager who didn't fully understand the deadly rules of the Jim Crow South. To Carolyn Bryant, a young boy's words were enough to claim harassment. Her husband, Roy Bryant, and his half-brother, J.W. Milam, heard the story. In their minds, twisted by the racism of the era, this was an offense that demanded brutal retribution. 4 days later, in the dead of night, the two men arrived at the home where Emmett was staying. They dragged the terrified boy from his bed at gunpoint, ignoring the desperate pleas of his great-uncle. Emmett was thrown into the back of a pickup truck and driven into the darkness. What followed was unspeakable. The men beat him savagely. They tortured him. Witnesses later said they heard terrible sounds coming from a barn. Eventually, they shot him in the head, tied a 75-pound cotton gin fan to his neck with barbed wire, and threw his body into the Tallahatchie River. 3 days later, his mutilated corpse was discovered. His face was unrecognizable, destroyed by violence and days in the water. His mother, Emmett Till, made a courageous decision. She demanded an open casket funeral, forcing the world to witness what hatred had done to her baby boy. Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam were arrested and tried for murder. Despite overwhelming evidence, an all-white jury deliberated for just 67 minutes before returning a verdict of not guilty. One juror later said it would have been even faster if they hadn't stopped for a soda break. Years later, protected by double jeopardy laws, the killers confessed to the murder in a magazine interview, receiving payment for their story. They expressed no remorse. Decades would pass before Carolyn Bryant admitted she had lied about parts of her testimony. Justice for Emmett Till never came through the courts. His killers lived free, while a boy's life was stolen and a nation's conscience was forever marked.